All right, and here we are, the Commissioner's Corner, episode 12, the second one we have on basketball, sponsored by Nojo Promo. Nojo Promo, if you need any promo, go to Nojo. He's been great to us, a great sponsor of our MSL League. With all our leagues coming up, especially junior basketball, we have great swag coming from Nojo. So thank you, Nojo, for a sponsoring this episode, and for being a great overall MSL sponsor. Natalia Bramchik, great
Yeah.
pitcher. I played with him. Great guy, great
Championship
pitcher.
in the tournament.
Exactly. So this episode sponsored by Nojo. Lots going on. Last week, opening week of our MSL adult basketball, full basketball. So it was great. I mean, the gym was buzzing. Great stuff to talk about. But before we get into that, Yitz, how was Shabbos?
Shabbos is awesome. We had MSL legend, veteran, 6-time champion, Jason Shatkin made a bar mitzvah. Yes,
But which one of his kids? He
I
still
thought you
has
were
more?
going to ask which grandkid, and I was going to say, no, his kid. Jaden the Gator, Shadkin's bar mitzvah in KBY. Jaden, a MSL player himself in our junior
great
basketball
kid,
league.
great kid.
Soon. Great kid, great player. His nickname Gator, laned tremendously, did a great job. I walked there with Jack Bonner, super pitcher, got knocked out just like me in the semifinals of fall ball. Jack got there a minute before Baruch. We both did, and he davened for the Yom Chakra. So,
yeah. Love it. If anybody knows timing, JB baby.
Yeah. We did a little pregame before the walk actually. So he was lathered up and he was able to daven. He did a great job. I saw a lot of guys who I didn't see in a while, MSL guys, old guys. We had some old basketball guys from the old days. Freddie Levine was there. Yudi Teichman.
Ooh, legends. Those are really legends. Yudi Teichman I played with Yudi. I mean, it must be like 20 years ago. He was a great point guard, great all-around player. Freddie Levine is still playing.
Yudi Teichman's mid-50s, maybe upper, and he looks like he's 35. I'm telling you, every time I see him,
I hate him.
He's like Michael Chasen. I don't get it. We had Mo Hands was there, of course. Mo, Davin Musaf, Shalom Schwartz, got there.
Wow.
At the
You're talking about all the old-time legends. Wow.
Old-time guys. And then we had Penny showed up at the end. Morty, Ellie Mann was there. I saw a lot of kids there. Ashar guys for the bar mitzvah, all asking about basketball, very pumped up. Shalom Schwartz wants to come back. He's ready to come back to the league. He's waiting for my call.
Awesome.
We
love it.
But all in all, it was a great time. We really had a nice time. And mazel tov to Jason, and another one coming up in a few years. Yes,
really, wow.
Same parsha, Noach.
Oh wow!
And it's his third Noach. So Jason's a calculated guy.
I have a lot to say, but it's being recorded. So
he's a doctor. How was your Shabbos?
Oh, Shabbos was absolutely amazing. Got to spend it with Effie Weissmandel. Mazel tov to Effie on a bar mitzvah of his son Sruli, a big time MSL.
Another MSL.
Yeah, MSL, a great player. I mean, he keeps getting better every year, Sruli. So we got a couple of drinks with Effie and the boys, of course, Donnie and Berman and Yitzi Rosen. So it was
Did they get over their loss in the championship game? Did they get over it yet?
Yeah, I think now they're up to the next sports and the next every. Yitzi Rosen is so upset that nobody picked him up for the basketball league. So if any spots open up, Yitzi's still looking. And in 2 weeks from now,
Yitzi's a champion.
Yitzi's a champion, absolutely.
He won
and in 2 weeks, Effie's making an Afrof. Moshe David's Afrof's in 2 weeks. So Baruch Hashem, Effie is rocking and rolling with Simcha. So love spending time with him. So we got to catch up, and a lot of classmates of Sruli talking about MSL junior basketball. That's going to be coming up. Everybody's excited about that. They're talking about
email tonight. Opening and closing registration very quickly. So who's ever watching this, who's planning on signing up their kids, now's the time. Don't miss out. We close out very fast. It's a huge season. We always close out.
Amazing. And I also got to catch up with Yitzi Rosen. He's heading to the Fall Ball Championship, which is coming up
Is he
this
playing?
Monday night.
Is he
He
going to
is
play?
hoping to. He may pitch. He may play third. He's hoping for the best.
You
But
talking about
yeah,
Yitzki or Mendy?
Mendy had a good run. Mendy had as good a run as he's ever had. But
Yeah.
Yitzy is so it's big time. Anybody's interested this Monday night, Full Bowl Championship is Sefer Chaim versus Day
Day
Three.
three. Good
So
matchup. Good matchup.
that's a
Well,
great
speaking of day
matchup.
three, I saw Friedman's Ben and Dovey. Not them, but I saw their father.
All right.
They were not in shul. They were not there. They're probably getting ready for the game. They need the extra rest. Father was there. Gabay and Netchel. But that's a great matchup. We'll talk about that very quickly before we get into the power rankings for all the basketball guys. Great matchup. We have Yehuda Silber pitching very well for day three. Day three, I just played against them. They have a tough lineup. Uri Shinsky, the captain, did a great job picking that team. They don't have any real holes. No home run hitters, but every guy's a single. They'll single you to death. Very good team. On the other side, you have Captain Yitzi Zach Eisenberger. He's got some players: Moshe Lauer, Chesky Rosenberg, Mazel Tov.
Moish Lauer is playing atop of
Great.
his game. He's playing
He's
great.
playing with. He says he has a chip on his shoulder. He thinks he should have been a first rounder, and maybe he should have been picked over Uri Adler, who didn't show up. So I hear that.
And
And
then a
Chesky Rosenberg.
Mazel Tov to Chesky Rosenberg. I mean, he's an all-star pro.
Yeah,
He covers
yeah,
that outfield like no one else does.
yeah.
Big
He's it's
Mazel Tov to the Rosenberg family, and of course to Chesky on becoming a chassan this past week.
should be a great game. Really should. And now we are into basketball power rankings number 2.
I love the feedback we got last week. People
Talk to me.
discussing, they were ranked too low, too high, why this, and it's great. Conversation's great, and obviously
Fluid.
after we watched a couple games week one, there's definitely going to be some re-rankings, and which
Yeah.
will
Oh,
open discussion for next week when we get to see
yo,
everyone.
maybe we should have done this podcast live and open the chat as they see and guys are ripping what. So maybe eventually we'll go back to live, but right now
But
we're
but
gonna
I would say before we get into the rankings, we both discussed it. Yaakov Kahana also after week one, the energy in the gyms,
yeah.
the competitiveness of the game, the new players that were there. The
Young
league
guys.
took another step this season.
Love
There
it.
are like 5, 6 solid teams that can be 1-2, ranked 1-2. And even the
Yeah.
next tier, you have a couple teams right there, right biting, right under. So the energy was great. Guys were there to stay around. It reminded me a lot of our softball where guys stay, guys are talking, guys
Yeah.
watching.
I saw that
So
difference.
we love that. We love the having everybody involved in the league. We love all the guys and appreciate it, and we're happy and thrilled that the league
Yeah.
has the buzz and definitely the talent to have it be a
Yeah, and
great season.
that reminds me what you said about the energy. Zach Schreier, who's a great player, was in our league the last few years. I saw him today. Also, he's not in the league this year because he's moving. He said he heard from some guys that the first week was awesome. He heard it from other people. He says he wished he could play this week, but he said, and he goes, I think in the next few years you're gonna have 20 teams in the league.
Let's go
He
for
goes
it.
from
Yes.
what he's hearing, and he's a basketball guy. It's all his
Yeah,
basketball.
yeah,
He goes,
yeah, yeah.
he goes,
Great
you're gonna
player.
have 20 teams. He hears from guys from Jersey, from guys from Queens and those. And he's like, you guys are gonna do it. People are
I
talking
mean, we
about
have guys now coming in from five towns, from Brooklyn, from Jersey, Teaneck, Passaic, and besides for our regular Muncie crowd. So it's great. It's definitely
it. Yeah, yeah,
top league out there. And this season, based on the talent I saw in week one and the new faces, the new players, I'm excited. We were talking about it after. I said I've never walked away from our basketball league so excited about the energy and the juice and the players that are coming and playing this season. I think it's going to be a classic season. I think it's going to be
yeah, yeah.
unbelievable.
Competitive classic. Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're really looking forward to it. With that being said, let us get started. I
Let's
wish, I wish
go.
we had. I wish we had some. We got to get some music. We got to learn how to do it. Like for the power rankings, some real music, not just the. We'll get it. We'll get it eventually. We're still moving.
I thought that was pretty good. Like,
It
no.
was. It was. It was. It was. The drum roll, the classic drum roll. So, as he said, there's definitely some movement in the power rankings, and as I said after week one or during week one, it's fluid. It's fluid.
Fluid. It's
Things are going
always
to
fluid.
change. You know,
I don't want to get into Stephen A. Smith, what he said this week about some NBA stuff. Let's not get into that. A little blaming Trump and everything. So I don't want to get into that. But we'll go stick to his line of it's fluid.
you know
It's
what? It's
fluid.
so fluid. I'll tell you why it's fluid. It's fluid because just like the NBA, the Lakers lost the first night. Luka had 43. I'm like, oh, they stink. And then I turn on the my computer tonight. I'm like, whoa, Luka scored 49 in game two. They just had a big win. And I'm like, okay, the Lakers are great. And they're gonna lose tomorrow. They stink. It's all fluid, everything.
Fluid, baby.
Until we get a championship. So here we go. Number 11, and they dropped down. Simon's team dropped down. Last week I had Simon's team, and this is Nojo promo. I'm sorry, Naftali. Last week I had Nojo promo at 8. Let me fix that over here. I had them at 8. They are now at 11. They dropped down to 11. They had a tough first matchup. They really did have a tough first matchup. They played against AJ Rosenblum and his new guys Herman, Haber, Jayanda, and I wasn't at that gym, but our guy there, Yakov, kind of said at one point it was 21-2.
Wow.
AJ's team, 21-2. Wayu's farm sale, you know, and that would be okay because Jack, and then kind of told me Jack wasn't even there for the first half. So
I'm looking forward to watching AJ and Terrell and Haber play this week. I'm gonna definitely keep an eye on that game because we know they're a talented group, and I'd love to see how they match up against the top teams. You know, obviously, because that's where you're ranked again. And like we mentioned last week, you know, Nojo promo Simon Zelikovic is gonna have to step up in a big way. He's always been.
By the way, he had a rough game.
Okay,
you know. Stats,
so it's you know it's when you're on a great team and you get your 12 points, 15 points, you know, you find it easy. But when you're the go-to, can you step up and be? That's gonna be the question with Zelikovic. Can you step up and be that go-to guy with everybody's eyes on you?
100%. And it was a bad match for him because he has beef with those guys. So I think he came in probably too amped up. He's had beef with those guys for a few seasons. For Simon's team, Moshe Weisberg, 11th grader, I think, maybe 10th, 6'2", had a very big game, had about 20 points.
Oh, wow.
Which is impressive for a young kid. So that's good for Simon. We have some upside there. But right now I had to drop him down to number 11. Number 10, and they were number 10 last week as well, is Premium Construction. That was David Stimmel's team. He's not going to be there too often, so it's David Hassan, DH's team. They had a game against Weissmendel's team. We'll talk about their ranking. It was a great game. It was the other Jim Awo as well. It went to overtime. They were down. Premium was down. They came back. They fought, but they couldn't get all the way over the hump. They ended up losing 48-42. So they stay at where they are. They didn't win the game. They played a tight game. Again, they're a team that grinds. They're going to be solid. They're going to grind out games. It's going to be games like that. And what did I say last week? I said, why did I have him so low? Because they're in these games. They don't win those close games. I said it. I said they lose by 1, they lose by 2. They can't win it.
They need to score. They scored. They lacked it last year. And again, I didn't see the first game, but they need the go-to scorers. They need the go-to scorer. A guy in a close game that can score for you. They lacked it last year. So let's see, who steps up for them this season.
DH had a good game. He had some big shots. They got to get. They needed more from Zeev. Zeev didn't have such a big game. If Zeev and DH Hassan, both their guards, come out firing 20 points each, they'll win those games. But they need them both to do it. They didn't get it, and it's those close games which keeps them lower in the power rankings. Number 9 is Speedy Funding, led by Moshe Golem. They were number 9 last week too. They lost. They had a really tough matchup this week against Sefer Chaim and David Katz.
But I heard about that game. There's a kid on that team, Peretz, Shragi Peretz. I heard just about him as a player that he's a scoring machine, can do it all.
Not just a scorer, he does it all. He gets rebounds.
That's what I heard. I heard that he literally he controls the game. The game is all that he can manufacture points for himself, for others. So I'm excited to see as the season goes how that team develops and how he develops as a team. Facci on the right is Facci on the team.
Two Faccis, they hustle. Yeah, these guys hustle, but they need a real scorer, and Right before the season, they picked up Dovey Shane. If you remember, Dovey Shane last year
Last
played
season, great play. Really,
very
really, he's like a solid two. A two. He's a solid
well.
two
He's
player,
he's a
right?
1A.
Easy.
He's a
He's a
one
one A,
A.
right? That's true. That's true. He's a guy that from the season last year, he has great court vision, great
Yeah,
basketball. When you talk about
under
basketball IQ,
control.
I'm gonna say Shane is a top. Like we talk about
Yeah,
David Katz basketball IQ. Shane is a young guy that has that
young
basketball
guy.
IQ.
If he could play together with Peretz, with Shragi, if they could somehow play together, get on the court at the same time, learn each other's games with the other guys who are great hustler guys, they finish well in the break. If they get it together, they'll move up because two stars is a big deal in this league, and they have it
Sure.
with the other guys. Just like Goldstein's team, they have the stars, but they also have the grinders. This team has grinders; they just need those stars. Last year they didn't have Shragi; they had him for maybe one game, and they didn't have Shane. You get them together, they're going to win some games.
Yeah. Yeah.
The biggest fall in our power rankings, number 8, is Vision Vinyl. Sorry, Mendy Rosen. Dove and Nimni's Vision Vinyl team, I had them preseason ranking at number 4. And on paper, they have a team. They have Talbin Blatt, Zevi Katz, Nimni. They have guys. Daniel Cohn. They really have guys.
So watching that game is they definitely have height. It was a rough matchup for them last week
Yeah,
because they have big men, tall men in the Katz brothers, and Taubenblatt obviously, and they have Taubin has to be more of a scorer, because he has to be that guy. If the game
yeah.
starts
Oh, I forgot.
right.
Tobin put up a 0.
Zero. I mean, that's not going to help that team because they have to be able to run also, and they're going to be run
Yeah,
against. So they have
yeah,
to somehow find a way to get into a half court offense and be able to get back on defense because they're if they get into a half court game,
they're
they're big
big.
players.
They're
They can
big.
do it, but Tava's going to have to step up. I mentioned last week he's going to have to step up and be a consistent
Yeah.
scorer to help the big men to relieve the pressure. But they definitely have a nice team. Their matchup
Yeah.
in week one was not good for them.
No, they also have a 6'2" guard who played very well, Azria, but he was under the weather. He could play better, and they said they were missing the point guard. So they had some reasons why they got blown out. Bad matchup. Again, they played against a team that runs all day, the champs. But they just didn't look great. As you said, they didn't. It looked like they had trouble scoring. I'm a little worried right now. We'll see what happens this week. But right now they dropped. They had a big fall from 4 to 8, and maybe this will give them a chip on their shoulder, and they'll come out strong. But that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Yep.
We got now number 7. And this team moved up a little bit with a loss. That's going to happen when Vision Vinyl moves down. And as you could talk about this team, one of your favorite teams, this is Cuff and Co., Menachem Braun's team, which came out with some huge energy, 21-20 or 22-20 at the half, but they only came with 6 guys. And talk about the game.
So, a team that only comes with six on week one, and a lot of them haven't played full court competitive games. So, in the first half, it was 21-20, twenty-two
Back and
twenty.
forth
It was a back and forth, great, great game.
against
But
Schwabel's team.
against Schwabel's team, and then you saw as the second half started, I think Schwabel's team went on literally like a 20-2 run to start the second half,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
they had Copenhagen had some runs in them, but they couldn't get over it. They couldn't get over the top against it. Great first half, definitely a talented team. I expect, Braun, I wanted to see him play bigger on the inside, which I
He
think he
was
could have
gassed.
done.
He was
But
gassed
he was
second half.
gassed. He was gassed. A player that I really enjoyed watching. Great smooth shot, just like his father, Guggenheim. His
Yeah,
father
Googie.
Ephraim was a great Googie was a great shooter,
He,
and
he
he
had
had
the
the same
energy. He
he
had
had the
the energy.
same shot like his father, smooth shot, great release. And then we had a bunch of the volleyball guys.
Tepler, big boy,
Tepler,
played well.
he's
Buff.
a good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, and he's
We had
big.
Buff.
He's got footwork.
Buff is
Tepler's big guy. Tepler's a big guy. He could shoot, and he's got nice footwork.
yeah.
He really does. And Buff
He's
is an
good touch.
energizer guy.
Buff plays. He plays with a chip. I talk about those
He
players, and
almost got tossed.
I find
He almost got tossed.
every winning team needs a guy like Buff. Every team
Yeah.
needs that
Yes.
that guy that's going to get into your face, and when the refs throw the technical, you wonder why. But those are the guys grind, chip, and play the whole time. But obviously, it was week one. You could tell they were gassed. They only came with six guys.
Yeah.
But I do
So
expect them to rise again in the power ranking. I think last
I was
week
speaking.
was a rough, great first half, and then
But now they
you
know.
know,
I was speaking to Buff, right after the game. He's like, I didn't know. I'm an athlete. I'm in shape, but I haven't played basketball in a long time. I thought I could just come, and then you can't. This basketball league, if you're not in game shape, meaning you didn't play in the league, that's what we said
they're
last
gonna
week.
run
Power
you down.
rankings.
They're gonna run you down. If someone says, "Oh, I
Down.
played in the summer, 3-and-3 half court
No,
pickup," it's
no,
you need to get in game shape to
because there's
play.
no taking off plays.
Correct,
And
correct.
Goldstein pulled a fast one on them, according to Braun. Braun was going to bring two stars on Pacey Jacoby and Koenigsberg, two really great players. And Goldstein told Braun, "Nah, you don't have to bring them. You're not playing against such a good team." So he told him that, and if they would have had one of them,
It would
I
have
think they could have
helped. It
won.
would have helped. The
Because
bench
first of
was
all,
their
they're
bench
both
was
stars, and it's
yeah.
another body.
100.
So
They
we'll see
needed
what happens
bodies
this week.
last week, but I expect them based on the talent, and I expect Braun to have a better game next week. He's a talented big guy, athletic big guy, and
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
Buff and Templar and Guggenheim as a shooter, they definitely have a solid team that I'm sure will
Yeah,
jump up
I'm
in
looking
the
right
coming
now who
weeks.
they're playing. They're playing this week. Cuff and Co. is going against Nojo Promo. So they're playing against Simon this week. This is a you know what? Let's get better this week. But if Simon beats them, fluid. Number 6, and this team moved down. They didn't play last week. They moved down as teams moved up. This is Smash House. They're making their appearance this week. They have a game against Vision Vinyl, so we're gonna look forward. This is a good matchup.
Yep.
You have Smash House, the young guys, Jocelyn, Farber, Goldschmied, Wagner, against Vision Vinyl with that chip on their shoulder, now 8th in the rankings. This is a good matchup. Jocelyn's team likes to run, but
They play good
they're not.
defense. They play very good defense with Wagner and Goldschmidt, a big man, and Goldschmidt is a guard. Farber's a solid player. Jocelyn
There's
does
going to
what he
be
has to
more.
do.
There's going to be more half court in this game, so it's going to be a good matchup. And I want to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the
I
Vision Vinyl.
agree. I think a game like this also a player like Banish and Urowitz can help as an
Well, they're going
addition
to need
to
them. They're
that
going to need
smash
their, they're
house.
going to need their
Yeah,
veteranship and
yeah,
bodies against Nimni. I'm telling you, they're going to play with the chip on their shoulder, Nimni's team.
yeah,
But just like I said about Cuff and Co., if Nimni loses this week, you know what? That's down even further. So this
yeah,
is a big game. This is a big game. Not even for power rankings. You don't want to be 0-2. You
yeah.
don't want to be 0-2 with tough games ahead of them. They're still going to have to play some of the top teams. We're looking forward to seeing Smash House, and we'll see if they rise in the standings as well. Number 5, the biggest jump in our rankings
This is a big
is
one.
they were number 11 last week because we didn't know. New team, Luxury Connections. Captain Weissmendel was not there, but his team
I
showed
s-
up against
y-
Stim's team.
yes, they won in overtime, and I saw Eliezer Weissmandel today, and he was like, "Ezzy, if we're at number 11, I'm gonna kill you." So he expected to jump. He said we have a lot more talent than you gave us credit for, and I said, "Listen, you're a new team. We have to see it. We have to, know what's going on." But Eliezer Weissmandel, your team did jump, and we
Yes,
expect more
I'm looking
because
at
you
the
didn't play
stats right
last
now.
week. Weissmandel did not play last week, and he's a talented player. So definitely expect his addition to the lineup to
So
help that team.
I'm looking at their stats. They had this guy, I think Sammy Goldstein. I'm looking right now. 28 points. He put up 7 steals.
Wow.
I mean, that could be just the premium being very sloppy, or it could be a guy who was just top pressure D
But
and
who are they
elaborate.
playing? Who are they playing this upcoming week yet? Who are
All
they
right,
playing?
Luxury Connections
Go tell
is
me.
playing. Ooh, ooh. You know who they're playing?
I know who they're playing because Eliezer Weissman told me it's going to be a big game and he expects his team to show up. So
This
who are they
is
playing?
if they win this week, then they are playing the champs, Webissery this week. So you got the
And
young guys on Luxury Connections against the champs.
and they're
Hey,
excited. They're looking forward to it. They expect it to be the game of the week.
do they have confidence? They think they can win it?
He has confidence that his team is going to show up. You know? So,
Back down to 11.
I'm saying Weissman expects a good game. Again, last week was week number 1 for their team. So
Yeah.
good, definitely introduction to the league. But
You know who
now you're
played for
playing the
them
big
last
boys.
week?
You're playing the big boys this week.
Srola Gewurtzman played for them last week. He was on Simon's team last. He had a big game also, 15 points, 10 boards. I'm not sure if he's going to be around this week. Maybe
All
he
right.
was there for Benes Madam. So we have to see who comes to their games. Remember, we
Yeah.
said before, on paper, they got some names. Will they show up? And now they have the tough test.
All
Let's
right,
see how
Weiss
that
Mandel,
one.
your team jumped the rankings. Let's go. Just keep it there. Don't embarrass us.
Don't embarrass us. Exactly right. Number 4. This team moved up a little bit. We talked about them already. Totally accounting. Avi Schwabel's team was not there, led by Yosef Schwabel this past week. They put, that second half against Cuff and Co. Talk to me about them. These are your guys.
You know what? I like this group. You know what? Watched them last week. Avi Schwabel was not there, but Avi Schwabel, I did speak to him, and he was watching. So I'm not sure if he had ear, into Yosef telling him what to do and how to use the bench and all. But that team, led by Yosef Schwabel, Mendy Freilich, and David Newman as a core. They had Silber at center. You have Sully Cohen off the bench. That team just looked like they played years together.
Great
Milstein,
shooter.
great shooter, but David Newman obviously is a great all-around player. Freilich, I kept referring to him as like a Barkley, bright player, but he hustled. He plays big. Jose Schwabel, court vision, again, basketball IQ. We know him since he's in fifth grade. We've been watching him play. So he's a stud player, but they just played well together. The first half, they were figuring it out. And then the second half, it was like, let's go. You know what? Yeah, so very impressive team.
Energy.
Yeah.
Lefty legend, Silber on the team.
Sure. Absolutely. Big player, but they played well, moving the ball inside, outside, knowing where everybody is. They had, whether it's Freilich at the foul line and Silber underneath, or Silber, and then they were moving it, Newman on the wings. So they definitely knew their game plan, how to play, how to win. Looking forward to, I hope that team, they're young guys, so, with Zman starting, I hope we can see them often. I really would love to see how that team can gel, but definitely they need.
A tough game.
What's this week?
Tough game this week. They are playing, first of all, they were number 4. They are playing the number 3 ranked team this week. Now, the top 3 matchups didn't change at all. They all won, and they all won big. So it's the same, and why didn't change. So they're going to be playing YU Sfarim Sale, which is AJ Rosenblum and Jack Terrell. The reason why they're 3 and not 2 now is because I just think they had a easier opponent.
So for totally counting, I want all of them to show up. I want to see if David Newman, Freilich, Yossi Iskol, Yossi Schwabel, Cohn, Zellinger, I want to see them all show up. And I want to see how they match up. Because, again, if David Newman's not there, or Freilich's not there, or Yosef's not there, it's going to affect how, obviously it's going to affect them.
If they're missing one of those guys, they're not
they're not going to beat him. I would love to see a full roster of totally counting against Terrell and AJ Rosenblum. That's what I'd love to see.
In the power rankings is YU's Farm Sale, as we just mentioned. They came off that not huge win, but a lopsided win against Nojo Promo and Simon's team. They're just better. They're just better than those teams. They're going to beat the weak teams based on, what's his name? AJ showed up late. Jack showed up at halftime and they still destroyed them. So if Jack's there for a full game, they're going to beat these teams up. You have Jack, AJ, as I said, Herman, Haber, Busi, they come up with their 6 guys. They're not coming with more, and they're going to beat you. If you don't have all your guys, they will beat you. Now, I'm looking forward to when they play Web Basari and B'Sefer Chaim. That's not yet. This week, they do have a tough matchup against the number 4 Schwabel's team.
Yep.
So, they
looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one.
Number 2, as I said, stayed the same. B'Sefer Chaim, led by David Katz and Langer, Malka, and their new guys played great. Kelson had a lot of threes. Gelnick, Benami, I think his name is Hami. It took them a little time to get going, but once they got going, they put them away. It was Speedy Funding played tough against them. They're grinded, but they're just.
I'm always a big fan of Malka. I'm always a big fan of Malka Langer, the guard, and then David Katz as just a leader of keeping everything under control. And and Shami obviously great off the bench, or the 5th man or off the bench. But the core is a great core, so they should definitely be on top.
Malka was going for those assists. He had 10 or 11 assists. He was setting everybody up. David Katz, his hand is all better. He was hitting threes, layups. Langer does his thing inside. they're a better team than they were last year. Remember, they got to the championship last year. They didn't have enough around those guys. Now they do.
Right. And
Now they
Langer
do.
is as good as the big man we have in our league.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
great
yeah.
footwork, inside, outside. He's just
Him and Terrell, great matchup
yeah.
always.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And so they stay at number 2 this week. They are playing. They are Pacific High. Oh, I messed up. Ooh, I messed up. Sorry. So Schwabe was playing against Pacific High. Still crazy.
Right.
It's against Katz's team, not against Terrell.
Okay.
Even a tougher matchup, maybe.
Yeah.
But as
Maybe.
you said, same message. Come with your guys. And David Katz, if you're watching this, come with your guys because they are going to run you.
I want to see
They're a
full
young team.
rosters again. When top teams play each other, especially, you want to see full rosters. You want to see
Right.
the best guys against the best guys. You want to see it. You want to see it heated. You want to see it competitive. So definitely, if
It's actually YU's farm sale, which is AJ and Jack. They're playing against Shragi Parents. So I want to see and Gollum and Speedy Funding. I want to see Dovey Shane there. I got to see Dovey with Shragi against Jack and AJ and those guys, and then that could be a solid matchup because two guys who could really play against AJ and Jack's team, which is a dynamite team. So we'll see how that matchup goes. And number 1 again, still number 1, and they're going to be number 1 until they lose, right? They got to be. And they won big this week. Is Double Goldstein's Webissery. Again, big win this week.
we're gonna get that name right one week, right? Webissery.
By
We're
the
gonna
way,
get it right, right? We have to find
I
that.
was with the owner of Webissery this week, and I apologized to him like 15 times. I'm like, I don't know how to. I'm sorry. Do my website. I still don't know.
He's a great guy. Does our website. Does everything for us.
He's Ellie Smith. He's like, as long as I keep winning championships, I don't care. Call it what you want. They know how to
But
reach me on
you
my
know what?
website.
I watched that game. You have Kaki, and they're missing one of them. But that's
We're missing
Azer.
Pollock too. It
Yeah,
didn't
they're missing
matter.
Pollock. They have Azer and Dovey Gold. They're just well
Gav,
balanced.
Ayal came back.
Yeah. Oh, it was good to see
Good
Ayala.
moment.
It's good to see Ayala because Ayala is, they lost a Zelikovic player. So Ayala is a nice piece to that. Him and Azer can really feed off each
We'll see
other.
how
Well,
they mesh.
yeah,
But they
yeah.
should
I'd
mesh
like to
well.
see how that works. So Ayala does need
Yeah,
the
the
ball,
microwave.
and Azer. I'd like to see how that works with Azer and Ayala. And
Yeah.
Nissi is your. We love a guy like Nissi
He's the
because
garbage man.
He's a winning player. Winning
Winning
player.
player,
He gets
garbage man.
if you watch the
He gets the
games,
rebounds.
when you need a big rebound, boom,
Boom.
put him on the
Full
foul
offensive
line.
board.
He's hitting it. He's that veteran guy that
And
you just love. A great personality and a great team
he
player.
he always takes also on defense. He always wants the toughest assignment.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
loves taking AJ Jack.
Two
He's like,
blocks
"Give me
last
this
week
guy,
from Nissi.
David Katz."
Two blocks from
blocks.
Nissi.
Yeah. That team is still, as we said, the team won the championship the last 3 years. It seems like they got better on paper. They won this week. They're still number 1 in the power rankings. Until a team beats them, it's going to be hard to knock them off. If they have a few close games while the other teams destroy, maybe. But right now, those are the power rankings. And again, we'll mention the power rankings one more time from 1 to 11. Number 1, Webissery. Number 2, B'Sefer Chaim. Number 3, YU Svarm Sale. 4, Totally Accounting. 5, Luxury Connections. 6, Smash House. 7, Coffin Co. 8, Vision Vinyl. 9, Speedy Funding. 10, Premium Construction. And finally, number 11, Nojo Promo. Those are our power rankings. Fluid.
And like we say, it's fluid. Great week last week. Looking forward to a great week 2 coming up. We have fall ball championship this week to wrap that season up. We have MSL junior basketball coming up shortly. So we have a lot going on. Let's keep it going. Another great Commissioner's Corner.
I'm just saying, Ellie Taubman, after last week's game, he put up a 0. He comes over to me. He's like, I scored 0. Does that mean I'm out for MVP already? I said, Ellie, no. You guys make the playoffs. You go 6-2 and you score 28 games. The rest of the year, you're still in it. He goes, yeah, but the stats. I go, Ellie, just play the damn game, man. Play the game.
Play.
He's worried about MVP game 1 of the season.
It's like Ali in softball, remember?
Yes.
But great stuff going on. We really enjoyed last week. All the new players. Welcome to all the new players. Stay, we have status going up. We have, we stream the games. We do the
Yep.
podcast. So keep connected.
You're in our
Share it with
players
other
chat. Now
people.
they know about it.
Share it with other people. That's the way we're
Yeah.
going to grow. And we're looking forward to week number 2.
Number 2. All right. See you Monday for Football Champ and then Tuesday again.
You
Take care,
got it,
man.
Yitz.
Bye bye.